Welcome to Food for Thought. I'm Patti Blaylock, owner of Sunset Coastal Grill and the host of your show. And today we have Diana Duran back, who has the organic food store, Nature's Perfect Foods, in Port St. Joe on
301 Williams Avenue.
There we go. And Diana is making gazpacho, which today it is so hot outside. And this is going to be just one of the perfect foods. I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm going to let Diana take over.
It's very refreshing, and of course it's good for you. And what we'd start with, and it's simple, I mean there's a lot of ingredients, but it's still fun to put together. And it's because it's not a heated soup, you can have young children help, like grandchildren or your own. So that's an advantage. I use 64 ounces of tomato juice, or sometimes you can use like
the Mr. and Mrs. T, the Bloody Mary mix,
or
something like that.
That sounds good. I hadn't thought about that. That would be great. Put a little bit of lemon juice in it. But the V8 juice they have, and we have a V8 juice of our own. I mean, it's not V8 juice, but it's called Very Veggie by Nudson's. We have that in our store. Of course, it comes in bigger sizes too.
Yes.
Single size. This is 64 ounces, and with 64 ounces, you'll have servings. So this is...
Do you need a bigger bowl? You can put all that in here?
I might. Yeah. Do we have one?
Yeah.
Okay. I could put it in there, but it'd probably be splish, splash everywhere. Oh, that's nice. Perfect.
There we go.
Okay, great. All right, so we'll just pour it in there. And of course, the big surprise about gazpacho is that it's cold soup. Very refreshing. Very nice to eat out on the patio.
Yes.
Because you don't have to worry about it. It's beautiful too when we get done with it. Okay. Then ingredients need to be cut up ahead of time, and this is everything we put in here. I use Vidalia onions because they're sweet, and sometimes a little squeeze of lime juice and lemon juice. And the tomatoes, these are organic cherry tomatoes, organic cucumbers, and not lettuce,
celery,
garlic and celery and bell pepper. Okay, we got everything cut in advance, and this is the cucumber. Now what's really important when you're making this is to be sure that the cucumber is not dry inside, or it will ruin the whole taste. And you can use your hands. I wash my hands. I always wash my hands with antibacterial soap before I cook anything. Careful because it'll splash everywhere. That's part of the fun. Okay, so we put that in there. And then we have the cherry tomatoes. You can use 2 large tomatoes.
Just chopped.
Yeah, in big chunks about that size. I could have done it, like I could have quartered even these cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are extra sweet. That's kind of nice. And they look pretty when they're laying on their side. And then we put in thank you. Put in the celery. And I always leave the fringe part of the celery, the leaves, because it's not only pretty, but it has a different taste. And it's very good. Very high in fiber, of course.
When I make heated soups, I usually use the tops of the celery because I want that flavor in there.
Yeah, it's a fresh, clean tasting flavor versus not a fresh, clean tasting flavor, but it's a little bit different. It almost tastes like celery seed. And this is so sweet. I'm going to eat one.
Is this
just like an apple?
Yeah. Is this one onion?
It's not really a whole onion.
No. Okay. So a small onion.
Yeah, you can do more. The reason I didn't put in a whole onion, although, I mean, I do for myself. A lot of people don't like onions. They don't know onions. But if you eat Vidalia onions, they're so sweet.
I did a whole show one time just on Vidalia onions.
Oh, did you? What?
All the different things. There was a relish that we made. There was a onion pie that we've made. I'm trying to think what else, but it's just try to show, the baked Vidalia onions. Just to show how versatile they are, how you can use them differently.
I would have liked to see that. That would have been
great. I've had more people talk about the onion pie.
Oh, really?
In fact, now I serve it a lot at my house.
Have you taken the onion and put brown sugar on it and baked it?
Nope. Now see?
That's something else.
Here we go. We could do a whole nother show using Vidalia onions.
When I was in Atlanta, that was a big thing. I think one restaurant actually use that method. I need a spoon. I'm going to get a big mixing spoon. I'm so used to cooking with my hands, I didn't even have a spoon or anything. So, there we go. Thank you. You're the sous chef today. Yeah. All right, it's already starting to look beautiful and fresh. And cilantro You can get this at my store, or you can get it at the Piggly Wiggly. He's starting to carry a lot more herbs at the store, which is nice. And this is fresh cilantro. It's not cooked, and it's going to be eaten fresh. I don't want to put too much in there, although
it's by taste, because some people really like cilantro and some don't.
Yeah, it's the taste that you taste if you have salsa. If you have like a fresh salsa and you're wondering what's that interesting herb in there that tastes so fresh, it's usually the cilantro. I had one couple come in and they asked what was in the gazpacho, and I said, well, there's tomatoes and cucumbers and onions and parsley and cilantro, and they said, oh, I don't like that herb because it tastes like soap. And I said, well, it does have a real clean taste to it. And
I hadn't thought about it. I hadn't thought of a soapy flavor, but
that's everybody has their taste. And this is the parsley. You don't have to put this in. This is optional. I just like a lot of stuff. Parsley is very high in iron, and it also has antioxidant qualities.
Yes.
And it cleans out your kidneys. So if I can jam pack, good nutrition into anything I make, I'm going to do it. I don't want to overdo it though. Okay, now, so see how beautiful that is? Can they see
pretty
it up
colors.
there?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have lemons. I squeeze, this is about a whole lemon in here, and I like to take out the seeds. Well, I think everybody else would appreciate that too.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and squeeze the fresh lemon. As you notice, everything is fresh. Nothing is...
You know that one.
Okay, thank you. And it'll give it kind of that little nice twang that people like. Okay. Pull off my hands. And we also put in herbamore. Herbamore is like spike, but it has ground up herbs in it, a little bit of salt. And I brought you and Natalie one as a gift.
Great.
So you guys can use it. It's really cool. Okay, you taste it?
Yeah.
It's ground up herbs with a little bit of sea salt in it. And then spike, a lot of people already know about it. You've used that before. It's all natural seasoning. This has even more herbs in it, and it has cumin. Cumin is just a wonderful herb for chicken, for fish. I mean, you can just about use it for
We
anything.
actually I'm supposed to play today, and put some cumin on a piece of grouper. I don't know if we're going to do grouper or snapper, and then a tapenade on top, and see about baking it. So we're going to play. That's going to be my lunch after this day, and just to see if that would be another special that we could offer in the restaurant. So I like cumin. I like that little bit of Southwest without going hot and spicy or over the edge.
Cumin's used in chili a lot.
Yes.
I know you know that.
I use that a lot.
And this is optional. Vinegar, by the way, we sell this, of course, in the store, but we also sell the apple cider vinegar, and I have more people that use that apple cider vinegar, especially the elderly. They say they'll mix honey with the vinegar, but vinegar is a good kidney cleanser. And this is a balsamic, which is a sweet vinegar. If you're not familiar with it, I just use. You can use up to 3 tablespoons, but again, I'm going to kind of just go conservative.
So you did about a half a tablespoon of the balsamic.
1 tablespoon.
Okay.
So, and then I'm going to use this. I like these spoons; they're nice. And I'm going to use a teaspoon of the garlic. Again, this is how I would make it in the restaurant, but or the cafe. And
well, and that's one thing, after you make it once, then you start changing.
Right.
Or if there's something like you don't like the cilantro, but maybe you want to put thyme in it. Maybe you've got a garden that is bursting with thyme or bursting with basil. You can use any of those herbs, and it just changes your flavor.
Basil is such a wonderful herb.
Yes.
It's just delicious in anything. Anyway, that's it. We're all done already.
We're finished, and then we need to put this in the refrigerator for a couple of hours.
At least 2 hours.
At least 2 hours.
You make sure that it's chilled, and we have this bowl over here. And
let's take a break.
Oh, okay.
And we'll put all this together.
Okay.
Thanks. We'll be right back. We're back, but while we were taking a little break, while you guys were watching commercials, we were talking about Diana's store. And she was saying that she is just been learning so much, I guess, and...
Well, I do have a degree in nutrition.
Right.
It was about 20 years ago, which would have made me 14 when I got it.
Yeah, okay, I'm sure.
15 years old. Anyway, I have missed a lot in the herbal, all the new research that's done on herbs and antioxidants. So I've been studying and learning, and there are some courses available for alternative medicine that I'm going to sign up for in September. Anyway, I'm taking several of the supplements that I knew just based on some of my own, just general fatigue or even my vision, which, when you get over a certain age, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you keep holding the menu further and further away. So I've really noticed quite a change. I've been on my own program. It's a customized program I did for myself, and for about the past 4 or 5 weeks I've been taking these regularly, and I can tell my energy level is better. My mental clarity, which is the first thing I really wanted to tackle, is improved.
One thing that I didn't realize, and a friend of mine had a really low B12.
Yes, that's very common.
And she's had to start giving herself shots. But what they do is that you have a substantial memory loss
Yes.
if your B12 goes down. But B12, if anybody knows much about vitamins, B12 is your energy vitamin, and that's that one where a lot of your stress tabs and things like that are always full of B12.
And they usually have 4 to 10 times, depending on the supplement, more of the USRDA than the regular B-complex vitamins because, well, for one thing, it's a water-soluble vitamin.
Right.
So, of course, you excrete it rapidly through perspiration, running.
And your body will use what it needs and get rid of what it doesn't. So it's not like some of the vitamins that you store and they can be harmful to you.
Exactly, which would be the oil-based vitamins if you do those in excess. But the B12 is one of the first to go. It's also used for neurotransmitter activity, which is, your brain is like a synapse. It's almost like we have like a little electrical charge in our brain when we're trying to remember or recall information or just general conversation or whatever. So if you supplement with that, then you are replacing what you're losing. It also helps, like you said, for energy too.
Right.
And if you're sluggish and tired, what can you really enjoy? You can't enjoy things as much if you're always saying, I got to sit down or something. So.
Yes, and so that's, you might want to just find ways to put a little bit more B12 in your diet for women over that certain age when we lose our eyesight and everything else. My doctor told me that I had to up my calcium because I'm not a milk drinker. And I found that if I have calcium that has a vitamin D supplement, it works much better for me.
It does. It
so, and so there are, just things like that. And, Diana's more than happy to talk to you about these items in the store.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting to see people, now that I've been in the store long enough, it's exciting to see people come back and they'll get something else and they'll say it really did help them out. So I enjoy hearing that. Well, you want to taste?
I do. I need to get a spoon.
Okay.
So why don't you dish up and I'll go get us a couple of spoons.
Okay. I'm going to serve it with our olive oil potato chips that are just delicious. They're a kettle cooked type of potato chip. Of course, they're organic potatoes. They're real thick. Of course, you can have grilled cheese sandwiches are real good with this too.
Yes, they are.
And so is like crackers. We have a whole wheat cracker called Acmac crackers. You just about can't even keep it up in the store.
And you can dip, if you're industrious and you want to bake your own bread, you've got a whole wheat or whatever that you like.
Pastry flour, buckwheat flour, pancake flour.
Dip your bread in this soup too.
Sure. Okay, here we go. This has been chilled, and this has everything in it. This one serving actually has has over a cup of vegetables per day, so it would meet 2 of the 3 requirements on our food pyramid. So you could tackle that and enjoy it. There you go. I'll give that to you.
Just leave it right there.
Okay. There, that looks nice.
That looks very
appetizing.
Pretty. Yeah. While I take a bite of this, I am going to let Diana also describe a chicken Waldorf salad that they have that my daughter told me about, and she said that I had to get over and taste this sandwich. So while I'm munching on this, why don't you tell a little bit about that sandwich?
Okay, well we have a lunch menu, and we just started breakfast, by the way, 2 weeks ago. And it's a simple breakfast items, eggs, and of course we have organic eggs and bacon, and we have bagels and cheese. But for lunch we have, of course, a gazpacho salad gazpacho soup. You can have a salad with it if you want it. And we have the Waldorf chicken salad, which is similar to the original Waldorf salad. We have organic apples and walnuts, raisins, and celery, and we use a veganaise instead of the mayonnaise. It is really delicious. It's made with grapeseed oil. It's real good. And then I put a little bit of curry and a little ginger. And when we make our sandwiches, we make them really fat. I don't like just,
just a little bit, yeah.
We put the veganaise on each side of the bread, and then we'll use either sprouts and tomato, depends on what people want. And that's served with
the sprouts. I love sprouts.
Oh, and these are broccoli sprouts. They're not the alfalfa.
Wow.
They really have a better taste to them. And they last longer too. They're good for you. And then we'll serve it with crackers or with these chips that are so good.
Yep, they are great.
They're good.
These are good. Yes. They have a light rosemary flavor. It doesn't fight with the gazpacho at all.
You're using it as a salsa.
I am.
That's not allowed. Actually, that's a good idea.
I didn't want to double dip my spoon, quite frankly, because I want to share this.
No, that's actually a good idea.
But this is really good.
Salsa.
Y'all need to try this. These items can be picked up at Nature's Perfect Foods,
right?
And at the Piggly Wiggly. And y'all this is just a great thing to come home to at the end of the day when you're hot and you're tired and you've gotten kids moved around and you just need a break. Try this. It will put so much energy in you.
It will.
This is great.
I eat this in the store if I'm feeling a little bit sluggish, because sometimes you don't want anything that you know is going to be heavy. Most people reach for a Snickers bar. I mean, I used to, like when I was teaching, I would, I know it's going to give me energy, but then you just feel, it gives you that immediate, lift, and all of a sudden you're really sluggish. But this really does make it, and it's clean and it's not heavy, and it's be ready in the refrigerator.
I think you should try it. And that's it for today. This is Food for Thought. Go to our webpage, theappliancesolution.com, to get the recipe. And, or nothing else, just stop in and see Diana. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.